Okay.
Well, there's lots of blood on the arrow. Went straight through into a tree.
Hello everybody, Cam S here. It is the following weekend from when I was able to take that cool looking buck that I got. So if you haven't checked out that video, check that out first before you watch this one, then come back here and watch this one. But we are back out here. As you know from my last video, I went home a little early that weekend because I was not getting anything on camera after I was able to harvest that buck. And sure enough, the next morning from when I went back to school, I got a very nice buck on camera underneath one of my tree stands. So just how my luck goes sometimes, and Poppy was able to take down a buck as well, and you can check out a picture of that on camsoutdoors.com if you go to the trophy gallery. And if you have harvested any bucks this year or want to post any of your fishing pictures as well, go check out camsoutdoors.com, go to the trophy gallery section and follow the instructions to post your own pictures on there. So I will see you back in the tree stand, and hopefully we can see some deer tonight. We are up in the tree stand. I screwed up on the buck a few videos ago, and I ended up putting a trail camera right down there last weekend. There's a scrape in that area, and I've had some pretty nice bucks come through here. I actually had a really nice buck come through at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So I figured with that action and the way that the wind's blowing, that this would probably be the best tree stand to sit in for tonight. So I decided to give this one a try. Early into my hunt, I heard footsteps in the leaves heading my way.
Alright. Back.
I gave it some time and started to use the bleat can again to try to get the big buck to come back in, and this very big 6-point came in my other trail. Quite some time passed without me seeing any more deer, and finally a small group of does made their way through. Not really sure how much of that I got on camera or not, but there towards the end of my hunt, I guess it wasn't towards the end, about 45 minutes before sunset, those coyotes started howling and barking back and forth, and it sounded like there was multiple, and it sounded like they were within 100 yards. So that was kind of eerie there when I got down. So, but we did have a pretty good night as far as deer. I didn't see a lot, but what I saw were big. And that just goes to show that just because you don't get deer on camera doesn't mean that they're not in the area. Because, like I said earlier, I have a camera by that tree stand, and neither of those bucks were on any of my cameras tonight. So I guess that gives me hope that, since I don't have any of these deer really patterned right now, but just stinks I screwed up again, or I guess I learned a little bit from last time though to be able to not rush it and scare it off. So I guess I don't know if I could have necessarily done anything different. By the time that I realized that it was a shooter buck, it was already halfway across the trail, because those shooting lanes are pretty much all I can see. As thick as it is back there, I can't really see anything besides what is in those shooting trails. So I guess I don't really know if I could have done anything different. If I wasn't filming, I could have done it, but I think with me filming, there's nothing else I could have done in that case. But hopefully he'll come back. He's a very nice buck, but I will be back out in the morning, and I will see you then. It is the following morning, and I think we are going to head to a different tree stand this morning, the one that is closer to the scrapes and my other camera, because the wind is the best for that tree stand. It has completely switched from last night, so the tree stand that I'm going to be in, it should be right in my face, and hopefully that'll be good direction for where the deer are coming from. I heard a lot of crashing in the brush early into my hunt, and as I'm trying to tell you right here, a big buck came out in the trail a little ways away.
These bucks ended up making their way back into the brush, and then finally one must have circled around and started to head back my way. It started working on a scrape, and one of its tines appeared to be very similar to the big one from yesterday.
All right. Good.
I just watched the video again. I don't know if it was as big as I thought it was. It looked like the back end went out like that, and that's what that really big buck that I'm after does. So when I was working on this scrape, that's kind of what I thought it was. So I guess I'm not really sure if it was the big one or not. It still looked like a decent buck, so hopefully, fingers crossed that it is a nice buck. My arrow is in the ground, so I know I had a clean pass through, and it looks like from the video that I had a decent hit. It might have been a little high, but that looks like I had an alright hit on it, I think. I heard it run and then crash, so hopefully. Oh, I just really hope it's the big one. But I don't know. It happened so quick that I'm not really sure if it was the big one or not. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that we find it too. I just watched the video a couple more times and I don't know if it's the big one or not. It's too small on this screen, so I hope it is. I'm gonna be frustrated if it's not as big as I was thinking it was, because that means my season's over. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. Get down, check the arrow. Check the arrow for blood. I know I hit it, but just see what kind of blood is on it, if it was a good hit or not. And possibly start tracking. Still shaking.
Well, there's lots of blood on the arrow. Went straight through into a tree. Never done that before, so thought that was pretty interesting. Definitely have some decent penetration if it's able to stick right to the tree afterwards too. Judging by that, I think I'm good to start tracking it right now. I'll look for a little bit of blood, and if it's not very good, then I'll back off for a little bit and give it some time. I've already given it some time, so it should be alright to be starting right now. Got my first speck of blood right there, and I had to watch the video again to see where he went, because I thought he cut right down, but he didn't, so I watched the video again and saw he went this way. And it helped a lot, because I see blood here, and I see some up there already, so I kind of was getting nervous already. was just about to back out because I was only finding like little specks here and there for the first 20 yards, and then I just came across this. I think I still am gonna give it a little bit of time though, because I don't want to be pushing this thing around, but it should be down somewhere out there already. But I'm gonna run home real quick, grab a different mount for my GoPro so you can see what I'm seeing. That way I don't have to keep using this camera, and it's not very easy to self-film and track at the same time. So I'm gonna put that GoPro on so I don't have to worry about you guys seeing what I'm seeing, and come back out here. Just saw this dandy on my drive home. That thing is massive. Well, my uncle just called me, and my poppy is gonna come pick me up. We're gonna go help my uncle. Hopefully I can find mine first, then we're gonna come back here and load mine up. So run out here real quick and try to find mine real quick, and then we'll go see his. Okay, we're back to the last spot I found blood, and we're gonna start tracking right here. Saw a deer run up there, so hopefully that's not the one I shot. Here, right there. Oh my.
Then as I was standing here, a buck grunted in the brush in front of me.
There he is. Oh, dang. Not the one I was after, but not too bad of a buck. Not the big one I was after, unfortunately, but not too bad of a buck. I'm gonna run up real quick. Poppy's coming to pick me up. We're gonna go help out my uncle. Then I can give you a closer look at the buck later, but on his way right now, so I gotta hurry up there real quick to go help them out. Oh, your ear's right there.
Oh, yep. Good job. Oh God.
Whoa. That was a big hole.
Yeah.
Which side did you hit him on?
Other side.
Made a mess of him.
This way.
Go slow, I'm not trying to face plant that. What's he on?
Okay, take a break. Was he a 9? Oh yeah.
That's a dandy.
Just flip him this way, Cam.
That is a nice one.
Hold on. Get up there and help you. 5 pound, they're pretty heavy.
Then as we got back to retrieve my deer, a very big hawk was eating the remains of my deer from last week.
Well, we just got my uncle's deer loaded up. Now we are heading back to retrieve mine right now.
Unfortunately, my camera was not recording when we retrieved the deer, but it was a decent 9-point, and here is it side by side with my uncle's.
Well, I'm going to be a little honest. I am a little disappointed with that buck, but I have had him on camera before. I guess he looked quite a bit bigger in the trail cam pictures, and I honestly thought he was the big one that I screwed up on earlier this year, and I was really hoping that that was the one I was going to take down with my remaining tag. So I guess it just kind of stinks because I know there's a lot bigger ones out there, as we saw last night, that there was some pretty big bucks out there, and everything just happened so quick. All I saw was that tine going back, and I didn't have much time to decide whether or not he was the one that I was after or not. So I took the shot, and it turns out that he was not the one that I was after, but he was one of the ones, like I said, he was one I have on camera and was kind of interested in, so I guess to an extent I did get one of the deer that I was after, just not one of the big ones. So I guess that kind of stinks a little bit, but I'm very fortunate to be able to tag out this year. A lot of people can't say that have been hunting for a lot longer than I have, so I am thankful for that. I'm thankful that I've been able to spend all this time out in the woods. I guess now possibly go out for some coyotes and be cameraman for some other people who would like to take down a buck this year. So also, big congratulations to my uncle for being able to take down his buck today as well. It was a very nice buck, and it was a very unique buck. One of the brow tines kind of had a hook into it, and it was very cool and very nice buck. So congratulations to him as well. I think that'll wrap up this video. Don't forget that if you harvest a buck this year, to post it to the community trophy gallery on camsoutdoors.com, and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn the bell notification button on. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the season with me for Chasing Tails, but I do not think Chasing Tails is over yet. Like I said, I plan on going out, be cameraman for some other people, and hopefully be able to get some more good footage of some big bucks being harvested. So, thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.